All right. I'll try to do this with one screen. Camera. There we go. Ooh, my face is shiny today. All right. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Why? Snooze. Let's go with okay. For some reason my windows are all off today, so I'll try to go with this. And hopefully we got sound. Let's see if we got sound. Camera. See if we got sound. Okay, that's the main topic. I gotta get TikTok in the making. Why does every single, I swear? Cam live and just disappears every time. Display source. Add. Boop boop boo. If you're new here, you're wondering who I am. My name is Dwayne. I'm going to be talking today about app feedback. I'm a little bit sick today, so I'm a little bit in a weird position mentally. But the show must go on. Oops, so hang on a second. Why isn't this? Oh, of course. TikTok is just cranking out again today. Of course. Okay, there we go. Okay. We're live. I think. Gotta double check my sound. Testing 1, 2, testing. Testing microphone test, testing. Okay. Got sound. How come I don't see myself on YouTube? Testing 1, 2. For some reason I don't see myself on YouTube. Okay, just gonna go with that for now. Don't see myself on YouTube. Alright. TikTok. Okay, where's my TikTok screen though? Go live. How to turn app. Camera source is required to ensure. Yeah, we have a camera source. That's right. Oh, I'm sick. Sick. What is going on? Camera source is required to enter a real-time interaction during your live. Yes, that's what I have. What are you talking about? Oh my goodness. Okay, some reason we're having a problem with TikTok. Can't get my Face ID to work. Of course. Annoying. Let's try one more time. Yeah, we got some problems there. Okay. Boo. Sorry guys, having some technical problems. And I'm sick. Trying to multitask here. Bear with me for a second. Let's try this again. Just disappears. There we go. There we go. Okay. We're now live. Downside is I can't see who's actually chatting with me. Oh. Hopefully you guys can hear me well. So what I should do is I should put this image up here. So at least you guys know what this is about. Hey guys, welcome. We're starting super late today. Started super late because of all the technical problems. And yeah, I think we're set up okay. All right, I only have one screen today because I'm outside, because I'm sick. I don't feel like staying in my cold basement. So we're gonna try to make this work with one screen today. Not the best, but okay. We'll get started in a few minutes here. Let's let the internet kind of get caught up. I'll just make sure my let me just make sure my slides are okay. All right, welcome. If you're new here, today we're going to talk about vibe coding and how to get feedback from your app, how to build an app and get feedback from your customers, which seems like a simple thing, but stick around and I'm going to show you guys how you can actually genuinely get a lot of feedback, turn them into features, automate the entire process. Sorry guys, we got one screen today, so I'm doing multiple things. So just gotta send my the link for YouTube here. 1 second. Why is there a YouTube link around? Is it public maybe? Okay, bear with me for 1 more second and then we're gonna start. Like I said, I got one screen today, so every single thing is kind of, let's just say, a little tight. Normally I have 3 monitors when I go live on these things, so oh, unlisted, that's why. Public, publish. Alright, and click on that, get the URL, put it in the school community, and go up here, add this, paste this, click add. Do you use OpenClaw? Yes, I do. I love OpenClaw. It's my favorite new toy to play with. Sorry guys, really sick today. Yeah, I use OpenClaw every day. In fact, just even preparing for these lives, I normally get OpenClaw to do all the work for me. Prepare the presentation, come up with the titles. I try to treat it more like an assistant. Well, that's what it really is, but I try to treat it where it can consistently deliver like real actual work that in the past I would have had an assistant to do. So yeah. Do you use OpenClaw? Do you like it? Do you build a dashboard or any custom development? Always. Every single thing I do is custom. 100%. Did I post this? Hang on. Let me just make sure I didn't. Did I post this? Turn your app into ideas. Yeah, okay, I did. Yeah. Yeah, I do a lot of custom development. Yeah, I just finally got my old laptop. I just finally got it on my old laptop. Yeah, that's a great way to start. Putting it on an old computer where the risk is low, just to kind of play around with it and figure things out. Just makes a ton of sense. And then once you get a little more comfortable, then you start to put it. I had an old Mac Mini. I was kind of laying around. I wasn't using an M1 Mac. and I was just kind of laying around, and I put it on there, and it's been fantastic. The only thing I have a problem with right now is that it it tends to if I don't communicate with it for a while, it tends to shut off, and I don't know if it's because I don't have the settings properly set up for it to, when it reboots the computer. So it just kind of shuts off every now and again, and it drives me nuts. Um, but outside of that, it's definitely one of the best things that I've done. Um, I'm now trying to figure out how to. I build my own version. It's pretty interesting, futuristic. Yeah. So that means you're familiar with harnesses. Yeah, and how to build a proper harness. Which it's kind of crazy when you think about it. It's just basically a while loop, right? But with more fancy if and else statements. Um, no, that's cool. So what are you primarily using it for? Tell me. I'm curious. Self-taught dev. Okay, well that makes two of us. Um, Everything that I do is self-taught. So I've been a developer now for 20 years. Or when you say everything, I want details. I want to hear the details. What do you give me one specific case that you? Because you know what, this is my rant about this topic here. A lot of people say, "Oh, I do every single thing with OpenClaw, and it's doing amazing stuff." And I was like, "Okay, well, what specifically are you using?" And then they're like, "Everything." And I was like, "Well, okay, give me a couple of examples." And not a lot of people can give you like real world tangible examples, right? The question is, are you using OpenClaw like right now for a week and then you kind of despair with it, or are you consistently using it? So I hooked it up to my team's environment. No worries. I hooked it up to my team's environment, and so I could chat with it in the environment that I actually really like, and it's been fantastic. It really, really has been fantastic. So, but welcome, guys. We had a really, really rough start today. Rough, rough start. I'm not gonna lie. Probably the roughest start that I contemplated so many times about whether I should do this live today or not because I'm so sick right now, and I barely have any energy for anything. But like I said, the show must go on. So, um, go live, ready to launch, access is open. Oh, ooh, oh yeah. In case you don't know, I run a school community where we got a bunch of members. We got, how many? We're at 180 members in here now. Let's go. And this person, Colette, she just launched her app. Let's see what it looks like. Nice. Let's see if she made some changes to her pricing. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. I'd given her some feedback on the pricing page because the pricing page was not the best. So send a request to give you a quick view. Send a request to give you a quick view if you don't mind. Send a request of what? Sorry. I missed the first part. Give me some more instruction. Sorry, I zoned out there for a second. All right. So what are we gonna be talking about today, guys? Hopefully you can hear me okay. To connect, I'm not DV yet with TikTok. Oh, okay. Got you. Here's what to do. Just because I'm on live right now and it's a little thing, I'm gonna drop my school community in there, and then just jump in there and let's chat. I'll learn a lot about you. So this is the school community. Just save that link, and then you can just join. It's free community. Don't worry. There's no paid or any single thing here. Got 180 members inside of there. Then you can connect with me, and we could chat. I'd love to learn more about your OpenClaw at Dwayne. That's right. Yeah, at Dwayne.me. At Dwayne.me. That's my username for this particular thing. So yeah, okay, what are we going to be talking about today, guys? I want to actually get some things done. So we're going to be talking about how to take your app ideas, your app feedback, and turn them into actual features. So this is a topic that I've been really thinking a lot about, and I'll tell you what. Like, so we're at an interesting point in AI where the AI has gotten so good that it can do a lot of the work. Now, I know you're going to get a bunch of engineers in the room, and they're going to come and tell you, "Oh, you need to monitor the AI because it just does AI slop, and it's not as consistent, and it hallucinates." And these are all true things, right? But the truth is that if you set up the right procedures in place and you set up the right systems, 90% of the things that you do could actually, like, you could just get AI to do it. And in today's video, what we're going to do is I want to show you how I've set up my own workflow. Real world, real use case, real customers, real feedback that's coming in from my app that addresses some really core problems. In other words, without going beat around the bush, how do you get somebody sending you an email straight to the AI to actually get the work done? Like, how do you do that? Okay. And I've been experimenting with a lot of different methods on how to get this done properly. And finally, I think I have a system, not perfect, nothing's perfect, but definitely that will help me to kind of triage issues as you roll out features. Okay. And for the people that don't know, if you got an app and you launch it, there's just going to be bugs. I know that seems obvious, but the truth is that there's just going to be bugs. And you're going to have to learn how to deal with those bugs. And you're going to have to learn how to handle them and address them properly. And the truth of the matter is that if you don't do it properly, then you're just going to have a buggy app. The problem is that as you start to get some level of success with your app, this becomes a really annoying thing to have to deal with. I shouldn't say annoying. It's a good problem to have because your customers are actually giving you feedback. It also means that your customers care about the product. But the truth is that it also means that you're going to have to be very diligent about what issues you work on, what issues you don't work on. You know, how you give priority to those issues, etc. So that's what we're going to try to talk about today. Like, how do you take feedback, turn them into features, automate the process in a nutshell. Okay? That's going to be the mission. So let's jump right into it. If new people are coming late, then they'll just kind of trickle in. Our timing is completely off today, and then, like I said, I'm really sick. I decided to come outside today because I'm like, I can't stay in my basement another minute. It's like, it's sunny, it's nice outside. Like, literally the weather is like perfect, and I've just been locked in my basement the whole time working. I was like, you know what? No, you got to capitalize on the sun. So, yeah, here we are. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay, and the sound is alright. Okay, so let's jump into it. Okay, so what's the problem? The problem is that after you actually ship code, most people are going to run into tons of problems. In fact, if you ship code and you don't run into problems, there's something wrong with your app, or nobody's using your app, frankly. Okay? Like, the reality is that if you ship something, you put it into production, and there's people using your app, you're going to have bugs. Just the name of the game, just how software works. You know, it would be saying, like, you built a brand new house, and because it's new, there won't be any problems. Of course, you're gonna have problems. Your pipe might break, your heating system might go out. Like, there's always some sort of maintenance and some sort of problem. There's no world where you can build something and there's no bugs or problems or maintenance that has to be done. So that's the first thing. And as a result, okay, cool, man. Good. I'm happy to hear that you're joined. Sorry, I gotta kind of jump back and forth to see the chat because of my screen. So what are we gonna do? Actually, you know what I should do? I should just bring this PowerPoint. 1 second. We're gonna share the screen today because yeah, we're gonna just let's do that, and then therefore at least I can see the chat. Yeah, good to meet you, man. On Unified Entrepreneur. I like the name. Sorry. Sick. My 4-year-old kid was giving me his cold, and it's just brutal. Okay, let's get into it. So, and hopefully you guys can see that. We'll just talk through. So, excuse me. So you're just gonna have bugs, and because you're gonna have bugs, you have to figure out a way to deal with those bugs in a way that could keep things fairly refined and automated. Because if you don't do that, what's going to happen is you're just going to get overwhelmed with the amount of either feature requests that's coming in, challenges with the application, and you won't know where to focus on. So again, the goal of this video here is to really show you a way, automated way by the way, so that AI can actually deal with these issues for you. Okay, we're doing vibe coding here, so what we want to do is set up a process where the issues could come in, the AI could kind of triage the issues, review the issues, figure out what the problems are, and then from there, once they figure out what the issues are, then basically the AI will come up with a write-up of what the problem is, what they think the solution is, how it should work, the whole 9 yards, and then from there, have the AI actually work on the issues and set up a PR, a pull request. Okay, that's the mission. Now that is not a trivial thing to do. There's lots of trial and error, but it's what you have to do in order to set up like a system that could actually work. Okay, so just to kind of highlight that issue in detail. Okay, bug report comes in. We do what we call a tenant lookup. So we want to make sure that we know who the customer is. And this is the one thing I want to make sure that everybody understands here, okay? If you're doing automated emails, at least put the name of the person inside of the email, okay? It drives me nuts when I see emails where it's like, hi there, or hey, how are you, or right, like that kind of stuff. Like, just put the name of the person. Hi, John, right? So they submit an issue. You get a response, and it at least feels like a human being. Now, they know it's not a human being that's responding, but at least it just feels like a human being. And this is super easy in today's world, right? Your customer database, you basically look at the email address, look at the domain, do a lookup in your database, find the profile by the email address, and just respond with a proper email. Hey, John, thanks for submitting that bug. Really appreciate it. We're going to look into that bug and get back to you. Okay? So, personalize your response, your auto response. All right. So let's talk about AI triage, because this is kind of like a really important thing. So, I want to show real examples of real problems without hopefully disclosing too much visual information here. But so I'm on GitHub right now. We got a bunch of issues coming in based on my app. So I got two apps that I got more than two apps, but two primary ones that actually you can send feedback in immediately. So customer comes on, they say, hey, I got a problem. What's the problem? Maybe let's pretend for a second this purchase order page is not loading or something. Okay, you want to make it super easy for them to be able to at least report the problem. I click on bug report. You say there's a problem with this purchase order page, it's not loading properly. Okay, submit. Now when we do that, there's a couple things that happen in the background that's super important, very, very relevant. So number one, When you open up the so first of all, automatically the system is going to um, send an automated response. The system will also create a ticket in GitHub automatically. Now, when it creates that ticket, the first thing it's going to do is it's going to try to assess the app, the priority, the module. In other words, is it the client module? Is it the purchase order module? Like what module is coming from? And then the problem. Okay. All of this 100% written by AI. Because on my side, the only single thing that the user did is the user basically submitted a very, very simple, small issue, one-liner. And in doing so, my application literally expanded that into, I don't know how many lines this is, but let's call it like 20 or 30 lines. Okay. But not only that, it's more important that the AI also properly triage the issue in terms of like prioritizing it. Okay. For example, if you have a premium customer and you're treating them as like a, let's say you have 3 different tiers on your plans. Okay, let's say you have a $200 a month tier and then you have a $500 a month tier. The $200 a month customer can't get the same treatment, sadly, as the $500 a month customer. It's just not the reality. So when you're doing that, you need to ensure that not only do you put some sort of prioritization on the customer's email, you have some sort of SLA, service level agreement, that you can say, if this is a P1 issue, we have to get back to it within an hour. Okay. The good news is that you set those rules up once, and you don't have to necessarily think about it. So the AI basically can come in, review those the ticket notes, and then expand upon it, and basically set the due date automatically. This is the beauty about AI. What's even better, okay, wait for it, okay, is that when you, let me just see if I can find one that actually has like some real details inside of it. So not only am I classifying the ticket, okay, thanks for the heart, by the way. Not only am I classifying the ticket number, etc. in GitHub. I have this section here. This is like the brilliance about doing this type of way, because I'm going to show you in a bit. You're going to run into some problems with AI, and you need a way to know the status of a ticket very quickly. So what I have is basically a ticket gets filed. The AI is responsible for putting an update in the ticket of exactly what the status is immediately. Okay, it just does that automatically. It says, hey, this is the status is intake received. This is the date that I got it. This is the last update. So in other words, there might be 2 or 3 agents that are working on this ticket in the future. The last agent that actually responds and the last agent that works on the ticket has to update the ticket. So therefore, I, as a human being, can come in and I can see exactly how what is the status of the ticket. Okay. There's this link record section. We'll talk about that in a bit. And then here we have the problem, the recommended solution, and the acceptance criteria. Again, all set up by the AI. I did not do a single thing here. So the real question is, how do you get the agent, the AI, to kind of properly set this all up? Like, how do you do that? Okay. And it boils down to 2 things: documentation. So we have documentation for all of the releases that happen automatically. Okay, organized by months. This is just this happens automatically. And then we have features of all the apps. Okay, so for example, SnapSuite, we got all the features of every single thing. Okay, all documented. the thing here is that when the ticket actually gets created, what the agent will do is it's responsible for doing this. It's going to go out and actually fetch the documentation for the app. It's going to look at the ticket and it's going to create the ticket, and it's going to try to basically come up with a recommendation of how this issue should be resolved. Again, the key word here is all automatically. Okay, this is why we have agents. Agents are fantastic at this kind of stuff. So it doesn't matter whether I have one ticket coming in, 200 tickets coming in a day, or 5,000 tickets coming in a day. Before a human even looks at the ticket, it's properly organized, properly triage, properly categorized, and set up in a way so that it's easy for the AI to start working on ticket. But not only that, there's more. Let me see if we can find it in this one here. No. So what I'm going to show you is instructions. Let me see if we can find one. Okay, here. So at the bottom of every ticket, the system, not only in addition to highlighting what the problem is and what the issue is, the recommended solution, the system responsibility is to try and figure out the diagnosis, so it could figure out like what is the actual problem with the system. Like what is the system doing? All right. And what's likely causing the issue. It also gives sort of like a recommended acceptance criteria, in other words, what we need to do in order to fix the issue. And then it gives an overview for the human being to be able to come in and do QA. So in other words, after the AI reviews the ticket, starts working on the ticket, it's going to put back instructions so the human being can actually come in, take over that ticket and start working on it. Instructions for that human being to kind of. Then we have here sort of like what should the AI do and how should the AI respond. Again, all in a single ticket. I just want to be clear with this, okay? We're not jumping around for multiple different tickets. What we're doing here is we're setting up a way so that the AI basically can, whenever it responds, it's going to respond with a customer-friendly notice. It's going to highlight the problem. It's going to highlight the root cause, which is a little more technical. It's going to highlight the fix that was applied. In other words, what was changed. The latest implementation. It's going to do all that so that, let me see if I could find an actual one with a comment. Let me open up a new. So the goal is that before, like I said, before the human being actually even jumps in, the AI already has, see here, AI fix summary. Okay. The benefit of doing this type of setup, I know this sounds a little complex, especially for people that have never done this before. Why would you want to take so much time to kind of set all this stuff up? Is that you can get your AI agent by literally clicking this one button here, assign to agent. Okay. You can now spin off a whole bunch of agents to start working on those tickets immediately. Immediately, without breaking a sweat or having pull this up so at least everybody knows what we're talking about while we're in here. So you can do that so that the AI knows exactly how to address the issues. But more importantly, the AI knows exactly what instructions it needs to give the human being that's going to validate the ticket. Oh, sorry guys. I know this is gross, but it is what it is. So the point is this: you cannot build a good system if you don't have a proper way to get feedback, and you don't have a way to consistently address issues. You just can't. Okay. Let me see if there's any questions here. Really? Why is my oh my goodness. Why is my battery low? I'm gonna have to get my battery. Okay, hang on a second, guys. I'm gonna have to go get my battery here. Okay, 1 second. Else literally my laptop is gonna die on me. Okay. I'm just gonna be right back. Yeah. Oh. All right. Okay. We're back. Oh wait, what's going on here? Why is Wait, what? You're kidding. Okay, we're back. For some reason, the plug wasn't working. All right. Did I lose you guys? I want a link to the community. Yes, sir. No problem. 1 second. /gn.me/skol. Link to the community. There you go, sir. So, thanks for asking, Gary. If you don't mind giving a page a heart, that would be fantastic. Give me a heart just for showing up sick. I'm just kidding. I'll show up for my community regardless. Just sweating and tired today, man. So, okay, all right. So what are we talking about? Where were we? we're yeah, there we go. Okay, so far what I've kind of described is this idea of how do you deal with volume, okay? Because like I said, for a lot of you guys that are new to this game, this is not a problem. And I understand that very clearly. This is not a problem. You are trying to just get your app sort of like just barely functioning. Um, so the truth is that if some of you haven't even launched your apps as yet, okay? So I understand that this is not a problem. The good news is that when you need this content, you're going to be able to come back to it, and it'll start to make a lot of sense as to why. Um, because one of the biggest problems with building software is not the software. At this particular point, anybody and their cat can build a software. Okay, it's the maintenance, it's the updates, it's the random bug that somebody gets and they can't use your system because it just happens on their computer. It's the late night trying to get something released because the customer needs some sort of feature within the next 24 hours and you just got to just hack away and get it done. It's all of the back end stuff that has to happen after you do your launch, assuming that you got your launch right and you're actually successful with it. Okay? And so this topic might seem a little obscure today. I know that for a lot of people, but it's a real problem. It's a real challenge. It's something I've been struggling with for a really long time. And the real question for me has always been like, how can I get the AI to do more? Okay, these things are no longer just like, side agents, like you just kind of prompt them and like they're doing real background job. How can I get the AI to go through and review every single day all of the issues that came in, double check that there's actual GitHub issues for them, and double check that we're actually solving these problems for customers, and also respond to the customer without me lifting a finger. And the only time I'm lifting a finger is to double check the AI work. Okay, that's the state that you want to get to, especially if you're trying to vibe code something. Okay, it's just that's where you want to be. All right, so we talked about this already, but what the feedback form should look like? Very simple. One text box. One text box and a screenshot. Not even an email address, because you should know the user that's logged into your system. Assuming that you have a login system. With any single app where there's some sort of login, you should never be asking the user for the email address, because you already know it. They literally signed up with an email address for your platform. Why are you asking them for the same thing? Drives me nuts when I see that. And more importantly, a screenshot. Because it turns out that the AI is actually really, really good when you give them a screenshot and show them what the problem is. That's why in both of my apps, you'll see here, the minute you click on this, it shows a screenshot below, because it gives the user, let them know that we've already taken a screenshot of the app, of the page that you're on. So they don't have to think about it. They just have to just do the thing. Let me just log into my demo account here. Oh my goodness. Oh. So, in both cases, see here, top right hand corner, you got a little bug icon. Click on that, gives you a pop-up. That pop-up basically takes a screenshot. In this particular app, you could actually dictate to it. So you could say, having a problem loading the page. The application, for whatever reason, is not loading the leads. I shouldn't even be on camera today. So here, application, not loading the leads. It should load the lead list. Okay? Send, submit. feedback it. That's it. And like I said, from that, you could kick off just multiple different processes on the background. In fact, I'm going to try to see if we can pull that up. So let me show you. We're going to a little more technical on what happens when that email actually goes through. I'm going to try to do this in a way where it doesn't compromise my entire. Okay. I'm going to show you what happens on the back end side. So this is the workflow. Okay. So just to walk through it very quickly, this is a logic app. We get a request comes in. We give a response right away, saying successfully received. And we want to do that because we don't want the customer to be waiting we don't want the customer to be waiting. You just want them to just submit their bug report and just go back right away. So that's what this is. We set up a couple of variables. What are those variables? The subject, the customer, the tenant ID. We extract the image. So again, when I click on this here, I get a base 64 image of the feedback itself. And the first thing I do is I save that into CosmoDB. For those who don't know what CosmoDB is, it's a NoSQL database. So you might be familiar more with like MongoDB. That's the equivalent. In fact, it's 100% compatible with CosmoDB. MongoDB. CosmoDB, yes. And fun fact for you, if you're using ChatGPT on the back end, CosmoDB is the database that's actually holding up all of the chat history. It's all coming from CosmoDB. So they're doing massive scale, and I've always been a fan of CosmoDB because it's actually extremely cheap if you know how to use it well. So with that, we do a couple things. We do this sort of compose, HTTP compose, which is a Cloudflare worker that does a couple things. The first thing it does is it goes out and actually creates a GitHub issue. That's the first thing that it does. Why do you want to create a GitHub issues? Because it's going to try to take all of the first of all, it's going to get a ticket number. That's what the first thing actually it should do. It gets a ticket number. It tries to look up the customer because it knows the email address that submitted it. Tries to look up the app. It also calls out to the AI to then go look at the documentation here. Gets the documentation, reads the documentation, tries to find the part of the documentation that's relevant to this problem so that it knows how to work. It knows how the feature actually works on the app. And then from there, it has all the information that it needs to create a GitHub ticket. Okay. Okay. Just double checking my keys are not being shown here. And then from there, it creates an internal task. So these two are linked together. That internal task goes into our internal task management system. This one here, let me show you. So there we go. You click on that. Has the full details of the task, including the screenshot and what is happening. So this is really just a bi-directional sync between the two different between GitHub and our system. Okay. And then we do a support email to the customer. support email to ourselves internally, and then a response to the customer. And if you notice, there's a lot more emails here. So if the GitHub issue fails, we'll still get an email. If the internal task fail, we'll still get an email. If created a new ticket fail, we'll still get an email. If responding to the customer fails, we'll get an email. And that'll give us a full detail of exactly what's happening. This way, we're not under the illusion that the ticket system is working and there's a problem. This system here will work. This email will be sent only if there's a failure. Oh my goodness. So yeah, and the reason why you want to do it this way is because, you know what, like normally in the past I would do all this in code. It's actually more expensive to do it with Logic App. But the issue is that if your code breaks, you have no way of recovering. Whereas with doing it through a Logic App system like this, it actually can at least recover, right? And that's what you want to do. So hopefully it's making some sense. Like I said, I know this is a bit of an obscure topic. It's a little bit more deeper than I normally would do on a live. But I think it's important that you guys understand the back-end processes that's required in making sure that you have consistent and reliable feedback process, more so that your AI can do the work for you, right? Because you're going to get overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that you have to get done. And what you don't want to do is be overwhelmed by a bunch of tickets. You definitely don't want to do that. Let me just double check that my YouTube is actually working correctly. Be overwhelmed by a bunch of tickets. Yeah, okay. You definitely. All right. Moving on. Moving on. So how is this done? I mean, I've talked about this, but I'm just giving more details here. In my particular case, I got a Next app, but it doesn't really matter. You could do a Next app, you could do a React app, you could do a Svelte app, you could do a plain vanilla HTML. It doesn't really matter. It sends a request to a Cloudflare worker. In my particular case, I'm actually putting a Logic app in front of the Cloudflare worker. And again, the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to make sure, I want to guarantee that that it's going to work. How to train AI? Well, it depends on how you're training it. It's a broad question, but let me see if I can tackle it. So, Mr. Sen, the best way to train your AI is basically to do RAG, retrieval augmented reality. Retrieval augmented generation. And in plain English, all that means is that you're basically just taking your own personal data, sending it with a prompt to the AI, so the AI could basically categorize the data. Now that sounds very simple, but it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do a search for, like, let's say an e-commerce website or something like that, it becomes more complex, because what you need to do is basically have your regular row of data in the database, and then you need to have a column in the database with embeddings. Okay, embeddings basically is just a bunch of vectors that represents the actual text in the column. And then what you can do is basically you could do sort of a what we call semantic search on that thing. So I need to train AI for my business and train the AI with the work I do prices, etc. You mean so that they could answer like a help desk? Is that what your goal is? To do help desk? If you're doing help desk type of stuff, this is actually very easy. You don't need to actually train the AI. Okay, so let me back up. You can train the AI. Okay, I wouldn't tell you not to train the AI, but there's layers to this. If you were to train the AI, the primary benefit that you're getting, at least right now, in my opinion, is cost savings. So what you could do is you could take a really small model, like a GPT 5 mini, and you can train it. And if you train it with a GPT 5 mini, the goal, what will end up happening is that you're just going to get cheaper costs because you have your own custom model. Okay, the problem with that is that it actually does require a little bit of work to kind of do it right, and most people don't really understand that stuff because it's too complex. So I wouldn't suggest that you train the AI. I would suggest that you do RAG, which is what I was talking about, retrieval augmented reality. Let me see. So I need to train AI for, yeah, I got that. To help me respond to my clients and stuff like that. Okay, got it. Yeah. So, well, it's funny enough, that's the topic that we're talking about today. So, you just came in, so I'll kind of give you a quick sort of 2 cents overview. So the system that I'm talking about today is at a very high level. Okay, my customers will send bug report to my system by, wow, my computer's really slowing down. They send bug report by basically the system just takes a screenshot and they can write a message and it just comes in by email. And then what happens in the background is my system actually goes and looks at the documentation, figure out what part of the system this is related to, and then comes up with a plan on how to actually fix the issue, and then write up a review so the human being can look at it. But more importantly, it gives enough instruction so the AI could start working on that problem. And then I could go in there and then do a review of it and have that sent back out to the customer if I need to do more work on it or not. So you're talking about the exact same thing that we're talking about today, which is a fantastic question. It's a great question. But is it an e-commerce website? Is it them? Or like what kind of product is it? Like what type of business do you have? Sorry, I got a cold today, so I'm just, don't mind me blowing my nose while I want to know what exactly do you do. I want to know what exactly you do. Ads. Work with AI. Do you mind introducing yourself? Oh, yeah, sure. Handsome. Oh, landscaping. Oh, you're right up my alley. Okay, it's very good question. So I run, yeah, and thanks for asking the question, by the way. I run a startup that deals with construction projects, HVAC, plumbers, electrical companies, landscaping. That's what this software does. So it basically allows you to, for example, in your particular case, we'll talk about you. Let's say you get a new call comes in, you would put that call in our system, and then you would create a quotation from our system if you're doing a quotation. And then let's say you got the 3 or 4 guys that you're working with, you could basically, they have an app that will have all the details that allows them to be able to kind of know exactly what has to be done on that project or that building or whatever the deal is. And this software has tons of capabilities. For example, like if you have, if you have a contract with a property management company and you have multiple different contracts, and you got to manage multiple different locations, you can set up the schedule inside of there, so it automatically tells the guy where they need to go and what they need to do on each job site. You could put all the details inside of there. So this is actually, this software was fantastic for you. And to give you a little more context and some background, I've been a software developer for over 25 years now, really long time. This is my third startup, third company. I have this company here. I have 2 other companies. One of them is for sales. So if you're into like trying to do sales, and you're trying to do outreach to these bigger businesses to be able to do automated follow-ups, sort of outreach, cold email, that kind of stuff. I have a whole product for that. Does that help you? What's the name of your landscaping business? Do you mind me pulling it up? Could you give a ballpark for what it would cost to maintain? Well, it depends, but our pricing are pretty public. Like we start from. It depends on how big your business is, really, honestly. But our pricing is pretty public. Like we're pretty transparent with this kind of stuff. We on the small end it's $350 a month, $550 and $950. Now the truth is we're going to be making some changes to these prices because, um, but Cleveland, Ohio. Okay, Doctor Landscaping. I'm located in Cleveland, Ohio. Let's look it up. DR Land LMDSCAPING Cleveland CLE. I love Cleveland, by the way. Been to Cleveland a couple times. Cleveland, Ohio. OHIO. This guy. Coding. Coding moves so fast. I'm going to become a painter. Yeah, no, listen, I coding is hard. So you focus more on residential. Do you use a system right now? Do you use like House Call Pro or? Okay, you got the Google reviews and stuff, so you're doing all right. You got a pretty good presence. You focus more on residential or commercial? If it's residential, and do you have a system right now? Like, do you use like House Call Pro or any one of these? I pay someone to run ads, uh, and that software and landscaping page is not mine. Got it. Okay. Um, okay, got you. So we can definitely get you set up. Like, just we can get you off of this super easy, like super easy. So you actually own your IP, right? You don't have to keep paying the same thing over and over. I do have a CRM provided by someone. Got you. Do you know what the name of it is? I'm just curious. Is it House Call Pro or one of those guys, or is it like a generic CRM? In other words, is it specific to your industry? Yeah, you're 100%. You hit the right guy. Seriously, like I'm not even kidding because this is what we do. So this software here is a little complex to kind of explain here. Obviously, we could jump on a call and I could show you some more details, but it's designed for a couple of things. Number one is the primary goal that I have is I do have a CRM provided by someone. Got you. Um, the CRM is called Groove, I think. Groove. Let's see, Groove. GROOVE CRM. Sales enforcement. Okay, so this is a prospecting tool. Well, yeah, okay, fair. So a CRM, but not necessarily a business operations. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong here. Okay, I might be overstepping my bounds here, but feel free to correct me. So, okay, so you're running ads. You got a bunch of leads coming in, um, and what's happening is you're kind of being overwhelmed by the process of leads coming in, and you're constantly having to deal with the response, maybe even answering the same set of questions over and over, um, and then on the back end side, trying to figure out how to like schedule these guys to kind of go do the work. How many guys do you have? The leads come in this app called Lead Connector. Got it. Okay. So your problem is not leads coming in. Your problem is operations. Am I getting that right? I'm a small company. I only have one guy and me. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So that's that. Yeah. That's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. We can work with you, man. I started the company this year. Okay. Congratulations. Hey, congratulations. Yeah. So we I don't publicly show it, but we do have like a $99 option here because normally we work with companies that have like 5 employees up kind of deal. But the truth is, we're trying to get our prices down to like $49 a month kind of thing. So I could definitely work with you because we're trying to go more mainstream. more broad. And their competitor is a little bit, to be honest with you, it's a little bit it drives me nuts because I'm sure you've heard of Jobber. I don't know if you've heard of Jobber. They're a pretty good company. I wouldn't talk anything bad about them. Do you run ads? We could run ads for you. I wouldn't necessarily think that's not our primary goal. Okay. My system is basically an operation side. So, but what we would do is we'd work with your guys, let them run the ads because that's their thing, right? And funnel all the leads into our system so that you can exactly what you're talking about based on what's coming in. We could, because you'd have all your packages in our system and all your pricing in our system, and so depending on the email that comes in, we would read the email and the question, we would compare that to pricing that's in the system that you put, and then we basically come up with an answer that could just reply to them. Could do that in seconds. All right, so it's like quick, super fast response, and then get them to jump on a call with you, and then from there, then obviously you try to close them, do a contract, that kind of stuff, right? So the operations part is where we're strong at. It doesn't sound like you have a problem with getting leads though, at least from where you're showing me. That being said, though, here's what I would suggest that you do though. I wouldn't suggest that you keep like this web page that these guys are running for you. It means that if you decide to move with somebody else, you're gonna be stuck. They control the website. That's what these guys do, right? They control the website, and it drives me nuts with that. So I would definitely suggest that you own your own property, which means you control your domain, you control your website. Therefore, you could jump around any given time because I don't have any help responding to calls, getting back. Yeah, hey, we could set up if you're getting a lot of calls. We could even set up. I could show you a true AI that can actually answer the phone for you as well too. And I promise you, it would almost be indistinguishable from a human being. In fact, let me see if I have. Here. Why don't we do this live? Here, let's do it. Let me see if I could pull it up. I don't know if I could do it, but I'll try. VAPI, VAPI. Okay, we use a system called VAPI. Nope. Where is it? Here. Did it change your website? What the hell? Did they change your... What is this? Hang on a second. They changed the... What the hell? Okay, I might not be able to show it to you because Advanced Voice Agent. Yeah, that's right. You changed your website. That's why it's throwing me off. And let me log in and see. So what do you do? So what you do is provide an easier way to organize your work at a better system. 100%. That's what I do all day long. We work with HVAC companies, plumbers, electrical companies, garage doors, landscaping companies. That's all we do all day long. It's basically to come up with a system because your problem is as you start to get more business, right? It becomes more chaotic, right? You're dealing with the invoicing, you're dealing with the bookkeeping, right? You gotta do the billing. You got to deal with like figuring out how to schedule your guy. You only got one guy right now, so it's not as hard. But if you're busy, then obviously the leads are coming in. You don't have time to answer the phone, so you're kind of in this catch-22 where it's like you might have enough business coming in to scale, but you don't have the operational sort of part sort of set up properly so that you could start scaling, right? And then what you really want to do is get into a place where you have 3 or 4 guys working consistently for you, and the leads are coming in, and you review it, figure out what's going on, you just pass it on to them without even having to break a sweat, right? So yeah, no, for sure. Like so let me do this. Okay, hang on. Let me see if I can show you the phone system first of all, and then assuming that you have time. If you don't have time, I'll just drop my link in the chat. You could book a call with me, or we could you could actually here. I'll do this right now. Let me. Actually, do me a favor and just DM me because I try not to put my details on live, just because I get a bunch of spam from people. But here, let me see if I could. I'm gonna try to see if I could show you a phone system that could potentially work for you. So this is not 100%, but let's see.
Thank you for calling. How can I help you today?
So hopefully you can hear that. Okay, actually no. Hang on a second. Hang on. Let me do this here. Okay. just to show you what could be done, and then you'll tell me if it works for you. Okay, so can you help me rewrite this prompt for a landscaping company so that it could handle inbound calls and answer questions around doing landscaping for residential companies, etc. Okay, so look at this. Let me show you. This is free consultation here. Okay, hope you appreciate my effort. Okay, so look at this. Okay, and just to be clear, once we set this up for you, like we could set it up for you and let you run it on your own, so you own it. Okay, or we could set it up and you can let us manage it. Either which one. Okay, um, but I'm just going to show you what you could do. Okay, so here in the publish, yeah. Okay, and then let me just make sure my sound is working so you can actually hear the sound properly. So hang on, bear with me for a second here. System, is it mute? No, you can hear the sound. Okay. What is the cost of a page? Um, we would just do a package deal with you, to be honest with you, right? But let's jump on a call. I just want to. I want to be transparent with you. I don't want to give you a bunch of pricing and anything. We're not the most expensive, that's for sure. We're not the cheapest either, but it'd be good to kind of get a better understanding of your system. But let me show you. Just bear with me for 1 second. I want to own my own page. Oh, if you want, you're talking about your own website. That is like super easy. Like, if you show me like the one pager that you did, we do it for $500 and that's be done with it. Like, we wouldn't even. It's not even a thing for us to be able to charge you it. Okay, just to give you like a number. Don't quote me on that because you might want some other stuff. But I'm just saying, like, we would do that. Normally, we charge like for like a full website. Back in the day, we charge like $3,500 to $5,500 on a website. If you're just looking to replace that one pager, like, we would do that. And then you would own it. We'd set you up with the domain, get you 100% set up, so that you don't. I'm a big believer in not like holding people's data hostage, which is something that I noticed these companies try to do. So okay, see, listen to this. Okay, listen to this. Let me show you.
Thank you for calling. How can I help you today?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. How can I assist you with your landscaping needs today?
So I'm looking for to do a I don't know. I got my back garden. It needs some extra work. What would be a good price to get it done?
Pricing for landscaping work can vary depending on the size of your garden, the scope of work needed, materials, and the current condition of the yard. We can help with a variety of services like garden maintenance, planting, mulching, and more. Would you like to schedule an estimate or consultation to get a more accurate idea of the cost?
Uh, sure, but what I really want to know, I'm just shopping around right now, just kind of see if you guys could help me. Like, so do you have any rates or anything that you could send me?
I understand you're shopping around. While I don't have specific rates to share, I can tell you that our pricing depends on several factors like the size of the area and the specific services you need. If you'd like, I can arrange for an estimate or a consultation where we can provide more detailed pricing information. Would you like to set that up?
Okay, fine. What's the best time that we could do something?
I, I can help you submit a request for an estimate or consultation, and our team will follow up to confirm the appointment based on availability. Could you please provide me with your first name, email address, property address, preferred date, preferred time, and a short description of the project or issue?
Going too fast for me. My name is Dwayne. Email address is
Thank you, Dwayne.
at landscaping.com, and it's in Toronto.
Thanks, Dwayne. Could you please provide your full email address and the specific property address in Toronto where the service is needed?
Yes, Dwayne at landscaping.com.
Got it. Dwayne at
Hey,
landscaping.com.
I gotta go.
Thank
I
you.
gotta go, so I don't want to talk too much. Is there any other questions you need from me before I go?
No problem, Dwayne. Just a couple more details. Could you let me know
Okay,
your
you get the idea,
preferred date?
right? So hopefully you could hear that. Um, because I give you some clue of how we would be able to set that up, and we pull all that information in, be able to push it straight into our system, and then from there you could just basically do a quotation, right? Yeah, I know it's cool. Okay, check this out. Okay, so from there, all right, you can come in here. We would have all that information in already. Okay, so you wouldn't even have to create a quotation. You'd have the company name. You'd have all the company details. You would come in here. You would choose pricing, right? Assuming that your pricing is already in the system, right? Click save. Preview the document. This will just allow you to preview any document, any work order, any type of PDF. So it doesn't matter, like whatever template system you have right now, we can put it in the system, so it looks and feel with your branding, your details, etc. It's taking a little time because it's just spinning up a new instance. But the point is that you're gonna see a PDF here in a second, pre-filled with all the details, all the pricing, the full quotation, and then from there it's gonna basically allow. Okay, so hang on, it's taking a little more time. Why is it taking time? Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so this is just a rough template. This is just a hands-on template. Okay. So hey, Colette, how are you doing, man? I just saw your post there that you launched your app. Congratulations, by the way. We'll talk about it in a bit. So yeah, so see here, right? Then you click on this button, email, bam. Okay, choose your template. Okay, quotation email. Done. That's it. Whole 9 yards. Send. Okay, I got you, man. So here's what to do. Do me a favor, just DM me so I don't forget you, because like I said, I don't want to put my email up live, but I'm gonna drop my school community link, so at least you could join and message me inside of there, just in case I don't see you on the thing. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll jump on a call. We'll go through the details, figure out exactly how you want to run your business. I guarantee you, a couple weeks time, getting things set up and teaching you how to like improve the process. That's what we do. We focus on the process, right? We can scale you up pretty fast. Okay, and you're a smaller business, so we'll try to come up with a package that could work for you. If we're doing the website, the software, and setting them up, the call-in system, all that kind of stuff, we could set up the whole thing. So you don't have to think about it, right? You could just do your landscaping. Job comes in, send out the quotation, and I'm talking like 5 minutes time. You could just keep sending out quotation. Yeah, no worries, man. Happy to help. So I'm looking forward to chatting with you, because I love helping these small businesses like yourself, especially you just started out. So you're just learning the ropes. I guarantee you, I've been doing this for so long. I can avoid 90% of the problems that you're gonna hit. Okay, we work with big companies, small companies, and everything in between. So, but yeah, DM me for sure. Just don't forget, because I'm just gonna forget. Just tell me, just DM the landscaping guy, and then I'll remember, and I'll reach out to you with my contact details. We'll book a call and jump on it. All right. Yeah. Just DM. Yeah. Just message me in the chat. Not in the chat. In the message me on my profile. Go to my profile and then just DM me. Yeah. All right. And then I'll connect with you. And if not, your send. So actually, let me just so I don't. I'm gonna follow you, and then I'm going to. How do I? Let me add you, so at least I don't forget. Let's see, API. Okay, fantastic, great. Okay, so I got that. Okay, so this at least I'll be able to go back in the chat and figure out things. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you stopping by, asking a question. Happy to help. And yeah, we'll jump on a call and we'll chat a little bit. Okay, let's move on a little bit. Hey, Colette, how are you doing? Good to see you. So the app is launched. How long have you been doing this? Too long, buddy. Over 20 years now. SnapSuite, the app that I have, is it's been around for since 2012, so like 14 years now. Been around for a while. It's been through multiple iterations. So it's a pretty rock solid application, and we like it's yeah, nice. Nice. Good luck to you. Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. But I appreciate you stopping by and asking the question. I plan to do a separate channel specifically for the app itself. But this call here is really just talking about vibe coding and programming and all the other stuff, and trying to help people like Colette launch her app. So yes, it's launched and doing promotions. Oh, nice. So are you doing any ads or anything? I'd call it creates you mind if I ask what is it about. Okay. So call it has a an app that helps people like myself that are trying to go live on TikTok create content and guide them through the process of how to go live and do content on social media basically. It's free during the launch period this week. Hey, congratulations on even doing the launch. Okay, seen people using it and they love it. That's fantastic. That's really good to hear. Congratulations. I'm really happy to hear. And I went on your pricing page, by the way. You weren't here, but I saw you posted in the group, so I went in the pricing page and I was like, wow, that's actually pretty good. It's much more simplified for sure. So positive feedback on the pricing. Yeah, no worries. I'm glad it helped. So fantastic. Look at that. Somebody launched your app. So you know what we're gonna do? I'm gonna interview you, Claude. I'm gonna ping you in the community, and I'm gonna interview you, and you're gonna be my first interview where you basically just gonna show. I want you to share sort of like the process that you went through to do your launch, because I want to put more stories like this up where it's like people could just kind of like it's not like formal content. It's really just you capturing your experience, so that other people can get that experience. But that's what I want to do. And I think you're going to be able to help other people for sure because you've been working at this. Oh, the chaos! It's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster, that's for sure. So full disclosure, I did my launch last week before that. Did not go according to plan. I'll tell you that. I tried to do a launch on LinkedIn, which was very brave of me. And on the positive side, let's talk about the positive. The positive is that I had like 69 people that RSVP'd, basically 70 people that RSVP'd to the actual launch event itself. So that was good. So my marketing and my testing, because I only did this, like I basically only tested for like 1 week. I wrote an article, I did a video, the video didn't do as well. I did, what else did I do? I did just a bunch of like content. And as a result of doing some promotion, now I did spend like $800 on LinkedIn just to promote it. And I got 69 people, as I said, to RSVP, which is great. However, on the actual LinkedIn live launch itself, or you tested for 1 month. Yeah, you see, you're much more smarter than I am. I was too much in a rush. So, but nonetheless, we're gonna be going live on LinkedIn every single week, so this is not a problem. But yeah, like I said, I did the launch, and I was expecting about 20 people to show up. But little do I know on LinkedIn, there's a thing that LinkedIn people do, which is they accept invitation, but then it's really for them to watch later, not necessarily on the live. So we didn't have as many live people. The air conditioner is kicking. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. But yeah, it's what was I saying? Sorry, the air conditioner kind of just threw me off here. It's like, the bottom line is that there wasn't as many people on the actual live. It was like 10 people on the actual live, and there was just crazy delay on LinkedIn that I'd never accounted for. So like on TikTok, I'm talking to you guys. I'm kind of having real time feedback, not on LinkedIn. It's still like the worst platform. Period. Like it's just yeah. So anyway, so congratulations. So you got some users. You said it's free for now. Sorry. Ah. By the way, I'm outside today because I can't stay in my basement for another second. I was just like I just need to get some fresh air. So I'm in my backyard today. So okay, so you got a couple of free. How many users? 43. Wow. That's fantastic. That is amazing. So are you get well? So are you getting any feedback in terms of things you need to fix, issues? I hate typing. I know what you mean. Yes. Um, well, hey, if you want to come up, but we're happy to launch you up. You've been the our sole guest every few weeks. You're happy to come up. Now I gotta remember how to. Okay, hang on a second. Let me see if I can get to you. Hang on. Now I gotta remember how to do this. Uh, so multi guest, co-host, multi guest, invite, color. There we go. Invitation sent.
Look at you becoming a
I
pro at
am.
this.
I'm getting there. Slowly but surely, I'm getting there. So how are
But
you?
remember, people on YouTube do not hear me at all. They only
Oh,
hear
you know what?
you.
So I think
There's
well,
something
I know
here.
what the problem is, and I think it's fixed.
Okay.
I think it's fixed. So actually, you
Okay.
know what? Hang on a second.
Hopefully it is.
Let's find out. Let's find out. Hang on.
No
I
pro at this.
I'm getting there. Slowly but surely, I'm getting there. So how are
But
you?
remember, people on
There
YouTube.
we go. Yeah, they're hearing us. Hey, YouTube fans.
Okay, good.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah. What was happening was my system sound was on mute, so it wasn't getting any system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I figured that out. Slowly but surely,
Okay.
becoming a pro. So, how's it been going? How is the live?
It's been going. I'm still looking for a job, so
Okay.
that's what's
Yep.
what's been between doing that and but you only testing for a week. That's a no.
Yep. Yep.
You have to and that's what like for a whole month.
Yep.
I had my initial testers.
Okay.
And then based on their feedback, the initial testers, because these are people that don't know code, don't know any of
Got
that.
it. Yep.
You have them go through the flow.
Yep.
So they tell you what makes sense, what doesn't, if the onboarding actually works, if it's
Yep.
helpful, all of that.
Yep.
And then you make the changes, and then you have a whole nother group of testers.
Right.
And that second group are people that actually will be using your product.
Got it.
And then get their feedback.
Yeah.
And then I'm launched now, and my current launchers,
Yeah.
who are people that actually use it for what they need, they then give you real data.
Got it. Okay. So okay, fair enough. So just to be clear, I think I misspoke with my testing. My definition of testing was testing marketing, not necessarily testing the product itself.
Oh,
We've been
okay.
testing the product for
Okay.
a whole year or so with customers. But how are you? So first of all, how are these people finding you? Are you running any ads or anything? Like what?
I don't run actual ads that you might have done like Google ads or something
Yeah.
like that. I run because of my demographic
Mhm.
for this product.
Yeah.
My ads are run by me promoting it, me creating the ads,
Got it.
me putting the ads on YouTube, TikTok,
Yep.
Instagram, and Facebook.
Okay.
So the word of mouth is getting out that way. I've actually done a live
Okay.
where I've shown the product.
Yep.
That has gotten me the most traction, and because the people need to see it
Yep.
physically
Yep.
working.
Mhm.
And so when they see it working,
Yeah.
and I have like 4,000, 4,500 followers on my TikTok.
Got it. Okay.
And so those people, a lot of them go live. So having them in the live,
Got you.
and then taking each, I think I did on that live, I did 2 hours. I took one person each hour and used their information, what they would put in, whatever, while other people are actually going to the site, playing around with it,
Got you.
using that person as a guinea pig, putting in their information, and everybody seeing it work
Got it.
live.
Okay.
And that did the work. That did the job.
Nice.
Similar to when I came into your live
Yep.
and you were actually having the
Right.
person see it work.
Yep.
that actually conveys better than an actual ad.
Right. Yeah, because we were actually being able to kind of walk through the product and to just get a hands-on kind of deal. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
And see, what I also did too is, because I didn't know, like, I had a price point.
Yes.
But I know that price point can't be used for everyone, because not everybody goes live. I'm a person, I don't go live every day, every week.
Yep.
I'm a pop-up live person.
Okay.
So that price point doesn't work for them.
Got it.
And so after showing this to those who actually go live, this one particular lady, she does trivia lives. She does like a supernatural Sundays, and then she does a true crime live.
Okay.
So I use her true crime live, and then it was awesome to show me too. I used her information, put it in there,
Right.
and I said, what was your live like? What did you do?
Yeah.
And she said she did, Ted Bundy. I said, well, how did the live go? What's your goal? Her goal, as we typed in, was to gain more followers, this and that.
Got it.
So after I saved the live and I said, do a coaching, it broke down what she could do better. And then I hit the generate next live.
Yeah.
It generated. This impressed me.
Yeah.
It generated her next live for her to do Jeffrey Dahmer. And it broke down the whole entire live. I was blown away, because remember when you were playing with it, it did not have the chat agent in it at all.
Yeah.
So this created her whole, and she said, you saved me a whole week's of work.
Yep, the planet, trust me.
And I said, so how much would you pay for this? She says, well, I'm broke. And I was like, oh Lord, here we go. And she said, no, I could see paying $20 a month for it.
Yep.
And I was, my price point was $19.
Yeah.
And then I said, but that's not fair for people who may not go live like you do. Okay. And she says, well, maybe do packaging or something, maybe $5 for 5, scripts or something. And I was like, that's good. So I'm getting feedback there.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Gotcha.
And doing that live, I was able to see, because the next person came in an hour later. Now she does, all these people that are selling these courses, like Boss Suites or SOB, all of those.
Yep.
So she came in and I used her information.
Okay.
A troubleshooting that happened is when I went to put in and save her information. Yes, it saved it, but when I went to generate a new live, it was still pulling from the previous one.
Okay.
So I had to go in after that and have it clear all of that out and not save anything, and then regenerate a new live. So it did wonderful. She's promoting it now.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's good.
And she's using it. And so to have people you want people to be using it to get used to the simplicity of it. And then when that paywall happens, they'll be more likely to pay.
So 100%. So I think what I'm hearing is a consumption pricing model would probably be a hybrid between a consumption and a monthly. So for the people that don't go live as often, right? Maybe they do 5 lives in a month or something like that, and they just pay sort of like per use kind of deal.
Yes.
And then you have sort of like the regulars that go on, and obviously you want the monthly because then you could give them more incentive, like more lives, right? So when somebody that's going live, I don't know, 5 times a week at $20 a month or something like that, versus somebody that's going live once or twice a month, you just charge them significantly less.
Right. And that was basically, this is also a test for me too, for the AI gateway, for me to see how much it's going to cost me.
Yes. Okay. So your API gateway, because the last time we talked, I think that's what you were working on, getting the Cloudflare AI gateway set up. So that's in there now. Which model are you using?
Right now, I think it's. Let me go. I think it's.
5.4.
I don't know. It's a mini right now.
Okay,
What's in
so
there?
probably 5.4 mini, maybe, or maybe 4.0. So if you, because if you actually go back and use some of the older models, like the 4 GPT 4.0, 4.1, that kind of stuff, they're pretty solid, and their pricing is very, very cheap, right? And because you're not generating a lot of content, in fact, those models were actually really good with text. So it definitely is worth exploring and playing around with some of the older models. But like outside of that, I would definitely do like a 5.4 mini, which is also a really good pricing wise. Honestly, it's like you almost can't go wrong with it.
Mm.
The only thing is that if you're going to try to do like paragraph text, I find the big 5.5 or 5.4 does a better job of doing like longer text content. But if it's like titles, descriptions, bullet points, that kind of stuff, the minis are fantastic and they're really, really cheap. So that's
I just looked at my Cloudflare.
uh-huh.
It's been open since Tuesday
Okay.
for everybody,
Yeah,
and I've only used 1 cent. It's only charged me 1 cent.
that's amazing. That's crazy. Yeah,
Isn't that awesome?
that is
The,
amazing.
the, the
Yes.
way
Oh,
that I estimated, and I got like a $10 limit, right, rate limit
got it.
right
Yeah.
now. What I estimated is about $3 to $4 a month
Got
is
it.
what it's going to cost
Okay.
me.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. So that's fantastic. Yeah. And what you want to do is you want to 10x your pricing or 5x it at minimum, whatever is the cost.
Okay.
Right. You want to be basically for these AI systems. You want to be at like 90% margins, period, at all times. Okay. So whatever their costing is, just make sure it's like 90% on your pricing, and then from there, depending on so at the lowest level, like your smallest tier, you're always going to be paying 90% margins, and then only for your people that are paying, let's call it 20, 30, $40 a month, you might drop down your pricing tier to like 60 or 70,
Mm-hmm.
percent margin, right? So that you're still making decent thing on the credits. So two things. One is, what was I going to tell you? Oh, make sure you have a rate limit on your API. Do you have that?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
I have a rate limit on my open API,
that's fantastic.
and I have a rate limit on Cloudflare. Yeah,
Yeah.
I always do that.
Smart. And then the other thing was going to tell you. This is just side note, but it's like, don't feel bad about the multi-tenant problem. This happens. There was what was it, like 2 years ago or something? There was an airline. Literally, I'm not making up. One of the biggest airline company in Canada. You log into the app and you would see somebody else's data when you're trying to board. Like you're trying to board, you log into your app and you've seen somebody else's data. And this was a thing. I think like 300,000 people got affected by this or something like that. They just couldn't board because their boarding pass and everything. So it happens to the best of us, right? So don't beat yourself up too much for that. But at least you know what to do now. So you want to make sure that you do a thorough review to make sure, like, just literally tell the AI, do a full review and make sure that there's no way where you can have cross-tenant problems in the application.
Mm-hmm.
And so that at least give you some level of protection that you're not going to be crossing people's data.
Because one thing that I notice about these builders,
Uh-huh.
AI builders,
Yeah,
they're pushing always local storage, always,
I see.
and that's not good.
Well,
Especially if I'm actually using a database, because I'm using a database for my stuff, because they can save their actual live
yes,
and recall it for them.
yes,
I that was one thing that I had to force Lovable to keep doing,
okay.
to get rid of whatever
All right, see, look.
initially, because Lovable, what Lovable will do,
Yeah.
Lovable will sit up there, and if you're creating a table,
Yeah.
I just don't rely on Lovable for edge functions,
Yeah.
tables,
Yeah.
or anything,
Yeah.
because it will sit up there and rewrite
Yeah.
the variable names.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have all the code right there. Reuse
Yeah.
the variable names that are there. So so you have to be able to
Yeah.
use certain things and then be able to do your own thing by hand,
Yeah.
because it just
No question about it. This is the problem. So hang on. Are you using? I forgot. Are you using Copilot? Did you get?
No,
Okay. What do you use? So you pulled your code out of Lovable, right? Or still in Lovable?
I no, I prompt Lovable,
Okay.
but because Lovable is tokens,
Right.
I use GPT
Got it.
to converse
Yep.
and everything and look at the code.
Yep.
And I've even called GPT out. I'm not gonna go to everybody's talking about Claude and all
So
that.
that's
I'm gonna stick with one
Yeah.
thing that I'm using.
Yep. I
So
yeah. No. So I went from paying $400 a month on Copilot to on Monday. I'm not making this up. On Monday alone, because they just changed their pricing. On Monday alone, it cost me $400, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" It's dumb.
what?
Yeah.
Why?
Because they changed their pricing. They were subsidizing the pricing for a really long time, and they decided that as of June 1st, they're changing their pricing to consumption based. So what would cost me an entire month of tokens literally was used up in one day, and I was like, "You got to be so."
Wow.
Yeah. So now I'm over to Codex.
DJ Zuzu. Yeah, Claude may be better for building if you don't know how to code.
Yeah. So the problem that I have with Claude right now is I love the 4.6 model because it gives me a lot of details. If I say, "Hey, there's a problem here," 4.6 will give me a lot of details on what the problem is, and it gives me a breakdown and analysis of the problem, so I can make a decision. 4.7 and 4.8, I find them to be very lazy. This is my experience with it. Try to just kind of do the shortcut version. So what I'll do is I'll do 4.6 Claude to just kind of get an analysis, and then I'll switch it over to 5.5 Codex to go do the actual implementation. And 5.5 always
Right.
issues with it. So that's been how I've been balancing things out. But
Yeah, I'll be using GPT and Codex. I'm not switching and
Yeah.
going from one.
you don't want
I'm just not. It's not worth it
too much.
for me, and I'm not paying various
Oh,
people
the subscription.
for.
Yep,
I'm just not.
Listen, I just went through my subscription bill. I'm not even making this up. I'm like, I am not rich, okay? I have 60 subscriptions because I got ChatGPT to go through. I was like, go through my email and find every single subscription and tell me what I'm paying for. Okay? I got 2 Amazon Kids account for my 4-year-old that has never used it in like
See,
3.5 years. Okay, I was like, why am I paying this? So I was like, you go through, you find every single thing, and aggressively cancel every one of these
Yep.
subscriptions. So yeah, not proud of.
Oh, DJ Zuko.
DJ.
One thing that I found out with Lovable.
Yep.
Lovable will like, because I use Lovable with GitHub.
Yep.
And when I change my my branch,
Yep.
and then you try to convert back, Lovable will act stupid. So I've actually created a prompt that I add to all of the applications I start where it does not do that.
Got it.
So that's an idea too, because it's like these things you have to,
Yeah, you gotta watch them.
you got to tell them
Yeah,
because they,
Yeah, I got you. I know how it is.
Yeah.
DJ says
But I'm happy you went live. I'm sorry I missed you last week. I was
you're good.
so disappointed
Yeah.
that I missed it. I was like, oh.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, last week I was live. Yeah. So today I'm like legit sick, and I was like, I don't want to go live today. I just want to sleep. But I was like, you know what? I got to show up for my people, even if it's one person show up. So I'm here. But yeah, that's why I'm outside. I'm just hanging in my backyard. I'm like,
It looks beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I was like, I can't go to that basement. It's way too cold. The air conditioner is driving me nuts because the basement is always just like, that cold feeling drives me nuts. So I'm like, okay, I need to get out. So I put my laptop out on my deck, and I was like, yeah, we're just gonna hang out there. So, but thanks for coming up. It's always a pleasure chatting.
No problem.
Really happy to hear that you actually got it launched. We'll see if we could get some people in the community to join it. I don't know I think there's a couple of people that I know do TikTok lives in the community. So we'll see if we could get some promotion.
Well, I actually have a gamer that's looking at it too, so that's cool.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And you know what? That's a really good point. Like getting those people, the small creators, to just try it and share it, kind of
Mm-hmm.
come up with a. Here's what to do. Okay, come up with a very lucrative pricing model. So this is Alex Ramosi. It's not me talking here. His position is, if you're gonna like get somebody to do like an affiliate program, you have to make it worth their while. So for the start, do like 50%. Like I'm gonna do
Mm-hmm.
half of whatever I get, you're gonna get. Okay, and that's only for like a few people, so you could get the momentum going, right? Do it for like a 5 months or 6 months or something like that, so you can just kind of get things going. People are more incentivized, obviously, with money, but more importantly, if they feel like they're in it together with you, right? And so yeah, so doing that at the start, and that's why having like a 90% profit margin on your tokens really matter, right? Because you
Yeah.
want to make sure that you have enough buffer inside of there for the affiliate.
And then I have limits too also on the time period, so they can't keep hitting it, generate.
Yes.
So I'm not, I'm unemployed, so I got to watch my
Hey,
coins.
trust me on this one. I understand how it works very well. So, but good kudos to you. Keep trucking away. Keep us on the journey, and I'll ping you, and I'm gonna try and see if we could do like a Zoom, where we could just record you, share your screen, and just go through the whole thing, because I really want to capture it and put it in the school community.
Okay.
It'll be a really good inspiration to the other people that are in there. Yeah, I think you're
And your email is still in there.
Oh yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, it's thing. But just do me a favor, just message me so you show up at the top of my community, and then I'll. Or no, you actually did a post, so I could just message you from there. Sometimes like
Yeah.
the people, everybody inside of there messaging me. So fantastic, good job, thank you. I love this conversation though. Thank you, DJ. I appreciate you. Colette has given me a lot of content. Sometimes I come in these live, I have no idea what I'm gonna say. So that's good. Thank you, Colette. Okay, what else we got? We got. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up with who else we got inside of here. So I think what I lovable also used everything. So what do you have, DJ? DJ, use my app for content. Yes. So I definitely have to do that. The problem is I gotta kind of set myself up a little bit. So, but I will. I actually will, because I think your app can help me with this number one problem, which is exactly what you explained, which is what the hell am I going to talk about? Oh, here's the thing for you. So I go on live on Ecamm, which is because I'm on a Mac, and it normally simultaneously broadcasts to all the different platforms: Twitter or X, LinkedIn, YouTube, etc. Most of my audience is really, at least on the Fridays, is on the TikTok. However, this banner, the one that you're seeing right now, that's up there, turn your app feedback into better features. I need to be able to generate these images. So what I'd really like to do is have a few reference. This is what I do. Let me just show you my process, just so at least you understand. Okay, so I go to Canva. Do this every week, and I was like, I need to automate this process. It drives me nuts that I haven't spent the time on it. I go to Canva, and basically I'll just copy this, and I'll put it into ChatGPT, and I'll just tell it, hey, can you I'll go to ChatGPT and I'll just tell it to, let's see, where is it? Support request here. Can you make an image for me? So you see, I took, this was the image that I used, and I just used them as a start, so it could just create a new image for me. That would be fantastic, because if you can use the image API, I could give you like a few different of my thumbnails. Right, but what I want you to do is I want to be able to give you like a starting point, right? So that because I want control over how it gets created. And if you look at all my, I'm not saying they're the best, but all my YouTube thumbnails, like, they're fairly consistent, and it's really, a branding thing already, so I don't have to tell you about that. But right, so it's just the same thing, just over and over and over. But it just kind of keeps it consistent. So that's what I really want to do. But I need to give you a starting point. So what I'll do is sometimes I'll change the colors. Like but I'll do a purple, or I'll do an orange, or I'll do a black, or whatever. But it's basically the same thing, just over and over and over. So that's what I mean. Like having me being able to upload a few different, let's call them base images, and then when you generate the title, right, you would use randomly a base image to generate a new image feature. That would be a great thing, I think, because I need that to be able to push out to LinkedIn and to YouTube and all the other platforms as a thumbnail, right? And then if you can do that, then the problem with me and my lives right now is that, as you described, I'm kind of technically they're pop-ups, even though I'm on here the same time every single week. I don't promote them far enough in advance. That's a problem. That's something I'm working on. But if I can go into your app and be like, okay, I know what this live is going to be next week. I know what this live is going to be next week, so I could generate those images ahead of time. That's what I would love to do. Right? You can have a folder of your past work and Claude, use it to use ChatGPT. Yeah, 100%. Yes, 100%. Oh, sorry guys. Ugh, I'm dying over here. Yeah, no, that's 100% valid DJ Zuko, I think it is. By the way, if you guys don't mind giving me a couple of hearts, that would be great. My heart is beating low today. So, but now, okay, so that was good. So I won't go over my topic, but when I was talking today about Zuko, Zuko from Avatar. Okay, got you. Okay, I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging in and chilling out with us. So, I'll just kind of recap the topic because you guys kind of came in a little bit behind, but I'll show you this thing because Colette, this is going to be important for you as you kind of go forward. So, what we were talking about today was basically the idea of putting a bug button on your app so people can send screenshots. Right, it takes a screenshot right away of the problem, and then have them sort of be in one box so they can type in whatever the problem is, and then on the back end, have that basically create a GitHub issue that allows you to kind of classify the problem. What it's doing is using AI, and it's going out to my documentation, which you want to have. Oh, you have that already. Okay, fantastic. That's great. So I don't have to tell you this. So, but yeah, it goes into my documentation, pulls in the details, and then come up with a recommendation of what has to be done to fix the app. And then from there, I use assign to agent, which Copilot will go and start working on the issue right away. All right, this has been a lifesaver for me because it actually gives the AI enough context to figure out how to actually work on the problem. Anyway, that's what we were chatting about today. So just a FYI. So, or at least that's what I was trying to chat about today. All right, so that's good. So hey, I gotta run today because it's wow. So actually, it's already 4:22 already. So I'm way past my time in. Listen, it's always a pleasure chatting with you guys. And the one thing I appreciate, Colette, and the very small audience that we have here is that. Like you guys come in and you generally make my day, and I genuinely I mean that because today I really struggled. I'm not gonna lie. I was like I don't want to go live. I'm just so mentally dead. But I showed up and you guys didn't disappoint me. Like, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean like I got more out of it coming live than not coming live. So that's fantastic. And then I think we got a lead today actually from just a random conversation. So that was kind of cool. So listen, thank you guys. I appreciate you. I'm going to try to promote you in the school community a little bit, Colette, see if we could think. And then I definitely will try to use your app to see if I could kind of structure my lives a little bit better because this is a really big problem for me. I struggle with it all the time. So yeah, I appreciate that. So with that, you guys have yourself a wonderful weekend. Get some rest. Just as a reminder, if you haven't joined the school community, join the school community. Excuse me. And then we'll chat again soon. But you guys take care. And I will see you next week. Hopefully feeling better. All right. Bye. And where are we?